If their sliding surfaces have scratches or marks, replace the rings. Check the links of the springs. Inspect the surface of the piston rod. If small longitudinal scratches have occurred caused by poorly adapted stuffing box rings, smoothen the piston rod surface carefully with a fine-grained carborundum stone. Clean the halves of the stuffing box housing. Lubricate the piston rod. In the area where all the ring units in the stuffing box will be positioned, with molybdenum disulfide. Place the lowermost ring segments on the work table. Place the spring round the segments. Grab the hooks with crossed arms and pull the spring tight. Hook the spring ends together and remove the hooks. Repeat this procedure for the remaining rings. Try to position all the rings with an equal distance between them. Use the stuffing box gauge tool to adjust the spacing between the rings. This is done by carefully inserting the teeth of the gauge tool within the rings and then carefully moving the gauge along the springs. Use the stuffing box half on the work table to adjust the height of all the assembled ring units on the piston rod until the ring units are matching with the corresponding grooves in the stuffing box housing. Subsequently, push the stuffing box half into contact with the piston rod, round the ring units. Insert the gauge tool at one end of the stuffing box half and carefully slide it along the entire length of the scraper and sealing rings, thus adjusting the distance between the remaining exposed segment. Push the other half of the stuffing box into contact with the piston rod, thus enclosing the ring units. Mount and tighten up the fitted bolts to the torque specified by the maker. Tighten the other bolts to the torque specified. Mount the O-ring in the stuffing box groove. And fit the 2 long screws in the stuffing box through the holes in the work table. Turn the crankshaft slowly using turning gear to take the stuffing box into its position in the cylinder frame, keeping in mind that the working table should not touch the cylinder frame. Make sure that the 2 guide pins in the flange enter the guide holes in the bottom of the cylinder frame. Insert 2 numbers of outer screws through the holes in the work table and tighten the flange of the stuffing box with the cylinder frame. Remove the long screws from the stuffing box and mount them in the work table. Turn the crankshaft carefully in a direction that will bring down the working table to a convenient position to dismantle and remove it from the piston rod. Remove the work table from the piston rod. Mount and tighten all the outer and inner screws for the stuffing box. Mount the drain pipe with the flange of the stuffing box. Remove the protecting rubber cover from the piston rod above the crosshead. Hope this video helped you in understanding the constructional feature of the stuffing box and the in situ overhauling procedure of the stuffing box.